TMS Miletus offers functionality to access local resources from the computer that your application runs on. Accessing local files is very easy and straightforward. Let's have a look at it now. For detailed information how to access files, go to the reference in the documentation and click on the Files API. There you find all the functionality that is currently included. The only thing you need to do in order to get access to this functionality, you have to import files from Miletus into your JavaScript. Right now it is very easy to load and save text files, load binary files, monitor files, and with monitoring comes the ability to remove a watch and remove all watches at the same time. Also, drag and drop operations are supported. As all of the examples that use Node.js, you always find two folders, the npm folder and the precompiled folder. The precompiled folder allows you to immediately launch the Miletus packager to create the application. However, in this case, I also want to show you how to use Node.js and the web packager in order to create your application. However, before we look at the process, let's look at all the bits and pieces of the application. Again, I'm going to use UltraEdit to edit all the different parts. First, we have the index.html file, which is the main page of your application. This page references the JavaScript file. Reference to the JavaScript file is given in the script tag of the HTML. However, if we look closely, it references a dist directory which does not exist yet. That is exactly what is being created by npm and the web packager. Packaged in addition, of course, is the source of your application, which is written in TypeScript. As mentioned before, we include the files functionality from Miletus, and we can use it this way by calling files.loadTextFile, and in this case I simply added a file from my system, the source of this application. In a later version of this example we'll also be able to select the file using a dialog, but this is just the first step. And after loading the content into a string, you can assign it to the inner HTML of an HTML element. And of course this HTML element can be found in the HTML of your index.html file. Of course, this does not suffice as a tutorial for TypeScript and JavaScript. These are requirements in order to work with TMS Miletus. At this point, only one final thing is missing, the Miletus configuration file. As explained in previous videos, this file determines what is to be bundled in your application and which targets are to be produced. This target will produce a Windows 32-bit executable, a Windows 64-bit executable, a macOS 64-bit executable, and a Mac M1, M2, or ARM executable. In addition to that, Linux 64-bit and an executable for the Raspberry Pi will be created. Included will be the index.html file and all the JavaScript files included in the distribution folder. This implies that calling the Miletus packager is the last step after installing all your Node.js packages using npm and after calling the web packager. I am in the npm directory, and if we look at the files in there, I have my index.html and I have the Miletus configuration file, the package configuration file, and also the web package configuration file. With npm install, I can install all the necessary packages and download them from the internet. At this point, all the packages have been downloaded and are installed. However, we haven't packaged our application yet using Webpack. And this final step can be achieved using the web packager. You can call the web packager really easily using npm run build. And you see Webpack is listed, and that creates the dist directory with the file of our application. Everything bundled together in one JavaScript file. And this file will then be used to package our application as specified in the JSON configuration file. And with that, we are able to execute the Miletus packager on the current directory. And in lightning speed, again, we have created all the different platforms. If we go to output, there we go. All the different targets have been created. Let's look at Mac RM64, which is the system I'm using right now. And the application, we can start it with open. And here is the main window of the application, load a file with TypeScript. There's the button, load file. I click on the button and the file is loaded from my local system into your application. This is how easy you can use local resources in your Miletus applications. Be sure to have a look at all the other APIs that are available to access other parts of your application window, access the clipboard, access local databases, look out for another video for that, create dialogues, global shortcuts, access INI files, modify the menu, add menu items to the menu bar. Whatever system we work on, this works over all of the platforms. Add notifications, change the registry. Of course, this is a Windows-only feature, so an INI file will be created on all other platforms. Finally, there is also the shell namespace that allows you to open files, show files, move files, etc. Additionally, there are certain APIs to access Raspberry Pi hardware in particular.